Well,
Go ahead.
let's get back to the original thought about logistics and safety.
Yeah.
So question about the volleyball court. One of the first questions I had about this is why is it logistics wise, does it work to have it between the existing basketball court and the baseball field, for example? So basically it's up at the top of the hill, it's level, it's flat. Is there a reason why we weren't looking there? That way, like all of the athletic things were on one side of the road.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I guess we didn't consider that area. I'm just gonna pull it up on Google Maps right now.
Yeah, basically
Just-
where the
From my opinion, my personal opinion, based on my experience, like when I've played volleyball, it's super convenient to have a pavilion right next to the court because you tend to have larger gatherings with volleyball games. So you're going to have, 12 upwards of 24 people. And most likely not all of those people are going to be playing at one time. So it makes sense to have a place where those people can go hang out under a shaded pavilion, out of the sun. So that's why I kind of zeroed in on that area. But then also, like Mike mentioned, as far as what's the word? Just additional like construction with not having to excavate. It's already a level area. We had the pavilion there to put a spotlight on, and then also parking. So just like you mentioned, the whole parking is already a fiasco on the other side of the street. So it makes, to me, no sense to add a big feature where there is already no parking. So I agree with you, Kristen, that should we consider or reconsider the layout of our parks?
Yeah.
Yes
and
and
again,
no.
that's a whole other discussion, but
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
that-
the volleyball
But
court in itself.
yeah.
But,
So
but that's a like preliminary discussion that needs to happen based on your
Right.
idea.
yeah.
Are there other means and methods to kind of mitigate that? I think adding additional parking on the playscape side, maybe putting some trees in, probably would be a little less expensive than taking the playscape and relocating it. But I do agree with Kristen about the logistics. It's tough. Like you need to walk across the street. You need to park 300, 400, 500 feet away. I think we've all seen mothers carrying little babies over there, and it's kind of sucks. But I mean, this is something we can move forward with, as far as
Yeah.
improvements to the area,
And I
And
think it's nice to keep, like Dean said, like you keep all the adult sporting things together, essentially,
so I guess my only takeaway is I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Kristen, but I think the real root of your concern is not necessarily the placement of the volleyball court, but all the other logistics of the other side of the street. So there is no shade on the other side of the street. There is no parking on the other side of the street.
Correct.
So it's actually probably much easier to put in a parking lot and to build another pavilion, easier and cheaper to do that on the other side of the street than it would be to move the playground over to the other side.
I understand the playground with logistic
Yeah.
nightmare, but as far as the volleyball court being next to the current pavilion, I guess in seeing how that's been utilized or wanting to be utilized, I don't see a volleyball court being a positive next to it. If that makes sense. So if people want to have an event there or something, having a volleyball court. I see what you're saying, Mark. Don't we have like some sort of bleacher, or didn't we at some point, like near the playscape or near the basketball court? Or was it just like a couple benches? I haven't
Yeah,
been
no,
over
there
so
are
long.
bleachers there. There are
there are
bleachers.
bleachers by the basketball court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And I get there's no shade, but same to all those little kids that go on that. I don't even go near that playscape in the summer. It's so hot. So I
Yeah,
get that.
so-
So definitely
so-
needs shade of some sort.
Yeah, and actually, I guess I'd like everyone's kind of opinion on this, but do people think that the current pavilion is underutilized? Because I think this would certainly, add or draw people to the pavilion, the current one that we have now. So
I have been
instead
getting,
of, oh, go ahead.
I've been getting a lot of requests to use the pavilion
Yeah.
For what
for
purpose?
meetings, for
Yeah.
personal birthdays. There's just a lot of requests to
Yeah.
use it.
Right. And I think there were pre-COVID, wasn't there, Melinda, or
Yeah.
no? Yeah. Or not as much, but maybe they're
Not as
realizing it.
much, but now people are having parties there.
Yeah.
So
So,
it's meetings
So
and
let's-
parties.
Let's talk about the reason why the pavilion is there.
yeah,
Number one, some of you guys in the commission were not members at that time. The pavilion was put there because there were structures that were installed previously, and then the project kind of fell apart. So the reason the pavilion was built was to eliminate safety hazards, and the foundation was already set, and then it was like abandoned. So we had to do something. That's why the pavilion is there. If we had a choice back when they decided to put all those piers in, we probably may have put it somewhere else. Mike, am I correct in saying this? 'Cause
Yes.
You were there at that point.
Well, it was the Economic Development Commission that picked the spot.
Yeah.
They were going to use it for their farmers market.
Yes.
Right.
And
Yeah.
for some reason, they wouldn't listen to the rec committee. They went ahead and did what they wanted until everybody saw the cone garden
Yes.
and people started complaining and they stopped it.
So somebody didn't put any real forethought into what the Recreation Commission's future plans might have been.
Well, we
And that's
wanted
the
it on the other side of the street, but
to-
then the selectmen said, well, we got, I can't remember, $4,000 of concrete in the ground over there. We're gonna utilize what we have and build
And then-
something there.
and then the Rec Commission's budget paid for the rest.
Correct.
Yes. So we basically put a Band-Aid on a mistake. So if we
Yeah.
if we want to
But
move
it's not
forward,
it's not a bad spot or a
no,
bad.
it's not a bad.
I mean-
But I mean, I think what Kristen's getting at is,
Well, our thought was maybe we could build a pavilion on the other side.
That's
at
right.
some time down the road. Doesn't have to be quite as big as that one, but something for shade.
yeah, I think that's a good plan going forward. Kristen, do you not agree?
No, I think that would be great. Like definitely have more space over there for people to sit or do something, and definitely parking.
Good. All right. And parking is another issue.
Yeah.
However, anything can be done. It just takes a matter of money and planning,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah, the money thing.
Yeah.
We need more parking down by the basketball court.
I
Yeah.
agree.
absolutely.
What they use.
And especially
Go ahead, sorry.
now that parking is somewhat being enforced, the town put up no parking signs and all of that stuff on the road. It's not necessarily being enforced, but they are aware of it now, it being an issue. I agree with everything that you're saying, Kristen, in regards to the concerns that you mentioned. Me personally, in the situation that we are in currently, I still feel that the volleyball court is best, next to the pavilion. But I agree that yes, shade is an absolute need over on the other side. The parking lot is a need. So that's my opinion. Does anyone else? And it's not.
Is
all
the
my
volleyball
say,
court
so.
going to be in the way of the disc throwing thing?
I don't foresee it being in the way. It won't be any more in the way than what the pavilion is, and we kind of designed it around the pavilion.
So moving forward, I think in order to accommodate Kristen and other people in town who I've spoken to about the whole logistics of the athletic fields, we probably should start thinking about expanding parking, maybe putting in some type of shade, maybe a pavilion, maybe trees, maybe, I think trees would be cheaper than a pavilion, benches, etc. Maybe we should start looking forward to that, not saying where the volleyball thing to me is kind of turning into a little bit of a mess, but maybe we should start putting on the docket accommodations for the east side of Gate Street, like parking, shade, benches, garbage cans, etc.
I completely agree. And we have, the Gate Street Fund, and about a month or two ago, Tracy mentioned with federal relief money that there might be some money that we can use for park amenities. So now is the time to start.
Now's the
planning.
time. Right.
So can I just confirm, or ask why you feel, is it just because of the shade of the pavilion to put it there versus next to the rest of the basketball and the baseball, like Dean said?
So it's, again, anyone else jump in, but it's the parking, the shade, the structure. The pavilion already being there will provide us a structure to put a light fixture on so that it can be used, in the evening. And truthfully, I mean, I guess I'm kind of picturing, a group of 20 people there. So we're talking, 10, 15 cars. Do we want an additional 20? If we were to have it over by the playground, is that then too many people over in that space? Is it too, crowded? So that's my thought. I get that people want everything centralized, but at what point are we cramming too many things in one area?
Mark, not to interrupt you or anything, but
Sure.
I think one of the other major aspects why we discussed putting it next to the pavilion, when we met with the guy from Sandbox,
Yes.
was the site work itself.
Yes, and yes, that's a good point too.
Which is why we kind of picked that location. Seemed to be the most level, seemed to be the most flat, the least amount of
Grade's already there.
Yeah, and maybe it's not the best spot, but like financially it probably was. But I think Kristen's making a good point about the logistics, and we really should think about that other side as well, pending going forward with this volleyball court.
So quick question about the volleyball being next to the pavilion. Does that mean if you're having volleyball, if we're doing the adult volleyball thing or whatever, do we have to then reserve the pavilion at that time? Because there's absolutely no way somebody's
That's an
going to
awesome question.
Somebody has the pavilion reserved and there's a volleyball game going on at the same time. It's going to interfere with whatever's happening at the pavilion.
Dean, that's a great
church
question.
Service. You can't have a volleyball game in a church service or a volleyball game at a birthday party at the same time.
Yeah, agreed. I would say, and this is the tricky thing with all park things, like it's not just a Valentine thing. Anytime you have these nice park amenities, how do you go about renting it out? So I guess if it's an organized group, such as like our winter volleyball, program, yes. And so say we do a summer volleyball program, yes, we would have to rent it out. But there's really no way to have, two families that just want to get together, for a volleyball game. There's no way to enforce it that they have to reserve it. It's great if they do, but in my experiences, you can't really kick people off of a court, especially when they're a taxpayer.
Well, what I've been telling people when they want the pavilion, yes, I can reserve it for you. However, it's a public place.
Yes.
I can't keep people away from it. That was per Tracy.
Yeah.
So I mean, the person kind of ask. So it's
Yeah. We can hope that people call ahead and say, hey, we're going to have 20 people at the volleyball court. Can we kind of reserve it?
Mark, we can also establish signage that
Yep.
says this is a public space. Occupancy is at anybody's reservation.
Yep.
Or so everybody has to kind of work together.
Yeah.
Signage solves every problem.
Yep.
As long as we put it up there and people can read it, they can't argue it,
Yeah, I agree 100%. So I guess I feel like, I guess but before we move on, seeing as that there are, many members on the committee that might have apprehension about this location, should we vote on whether or not to proceed with the current plans for the volleyball court?
Well, can I say something now?
Sure.
Since
Yeah.
we're a different aspect of the same topic. The comments that came back from the town seemed a little funky to me. I don't know if their involvement is really necessary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I mean, this doesn't seem like it's going to be a quick in and out type project. I think we need to discuss, obviously, what Kristen was talking about, and we need to discuss who is going to perform this, because getting the town involved seems like it's going to be a little bit over the top,
I do think I think we can go either way. I think we can say, hey, we're gonna just do this on our own, and pretty much just try and address the town's questions and then do it all on our own. Or we can try and work hand in hand with the town. But yes, that might be a slower process.
Yeah.
I think a lot of their questions kind of just stemmed from not being involved, I guess. I think a lot of their questions might be easy to answer, as I'm assuming that they have no idea what we're talking about, and that they were just handed probably that letter, from the sandbox.
They did receive the sandbox drawing. They saw that. They had an opportunity to look at it.
Because I know when I spoke with Tracy, she asked about the location, and then I pointed it out, and she said, okay, yeah, sounds good. And I know it's, not her final say, but I don't know. I agree. A lot of the questions were kind of like, really, like, you're thinking about it too much, because they were talking about, are the borders going to be, and what was it? Something about wear and tear from the machinery.
Yeah,
Like
edging. Well, they're worried about their equipment getting ruined if they mow next to it, which is, I mean, all their questions were legitimate.
Yeah.
They're minor.
But when we built the pavilion and we did all the landscaping around the pavilion, none of those questions were asked.
Exactly.
It doesn't seem like it's any different,
Yeah. Yep. I agree.
It's a smaller footprint, and I don't know, when you put a garden in your yard, I mean, you just go with it, things change.
Yeah.
All around it.
Yeah, exactly. I think, I don't know. So I guess how does everyone want to proceed? I guess I would say we can, okay, go ahead, Mike.
Is there some kind of compromise where we can move it a little bit farther away from the pavilion? So like an errant ball getting away or whatever towards the library? Is there enough room to do that?
I think there is, yeah.
It'll save some site work costs that way.
Yeah, I think there is. I guess
Maybe we
yeah.
need to get together as a group and go down there and do the walk rather
Yes.
than just the three of us that went that day.
I agree, Mike. That's a great idea. I think we all need to have a little meeting, go talk about it, look at it, and then probably going forward, look at what we can do across the street to kind of minimize
Well, there is quite a lot more site work across the street. Not that it's a bad spot.
No. I'm saying for future, to accommodate Kristen's ideas,
Mhm.
Moving forward, how can we accommodate folks that may be inconvenienced by walking exceptionally far, not having shade? You know what I mean? If we decide to go there, Mark's right. We need to vote on both.
We
And-
definitely need more parking down by the basketball court.
Yes.
Yeah, I do see those.
Along the road that way,
What
or
if we cut parking right on the side of the road there?
Mhm.
You know, that's like easy pull in and.
I mean, what they did for the tricentennial was actually very convenient, where they had all the cars parked in that lower field on the far end. That
yeah.
we could look into possibly. It's a large space. If you look at the map on Google, you can see there's a lot of usable space there.
Yeah, there's a lot of space. And there's a gate.
And the gate.
I do see these as two separate issues, though. I do want
Yes, for
to
sure.
be clear about that.
For sure.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna do another walkthrough, and I think it would obviously be convenient to include the town, any town officials.
Mhm.
So Public Works can be there, and we can kind of address all of those questions.
I'd keep them out of it until we finally decide on a
yeah,
location.
ourselves.
We don't need their input too.
I think we need to settle it amongst ourselves before we get them involved.
Yep.
That's my opinion.
I mean, maybe selectmen, because we don't want to have what happened like with the EDC, where they had this great idea and they did it and didn't consult anybody else. So
Well, it's all our space.
I know, but I'm just talking about the pavilion, the cone garden.
No, I know.
We tried, Dean, believe me, we tried. They would not listen.
I know that was years of issues.
Yep. We went round and round with them about, it was ridiculous. It really was.
Well, it doesn't have to happen that way again. I think we're a strong enough group where.
Well, we're much stronger now than we were before. We didn't have as many active people that we do now.
Well, let's make decisions and not look back and kind of keep going forward. We can still be creative, accommodate the community. Kristen makes some really good points. Parking, shade.
Oh yeah, I think
they're really good points.
I think we all need to get down there and do a walkthrough again.
I agree.
So should we set a date now?
Yes.
Can we do it the next meeting, or is that too long?
Probably wait. I mean, do it now, sooner than later, I would think.
All right.
Well, tonight's a pretty free night for everybody, or Wednesday's free.
Yeah, that works.
So you want to do it next Wednesday night? Say no.
No, next Wednesday is graduation for NFA.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's already happening.
Yeah.
I cannot do the 16th.
We pick something other than Wednesday?
I'm
True.
saying it's right. It's gonna be the next meeting.
What about
The next meeting is the 7th.
Yeah. So I guess I could do, what is it, the 10th, Thursday?
I can do the 10th.
I can do the 10th.
Thursday.
Week from tomorrow.
What time are we thinking?
Does 5:30 work? 5 or 5:30?
6 o'clock.
I'd say 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Okay, 5:30 or 5. Well,
It's funny how many people.
5:45.
It's funny how many things that people are like, oh, we'll do things at 5, and like the people who work at 5 work till 5. It takes them half an hour to get home. It's fine.
Yeah, why don't we do 6 then? Just give everybody
Okay.
time to kind of collect themselves and get
okay.
there.
I do want to say my only concern is, yeah, so is it 6 o'clock next Tuesday?
Thursday.
Or,
Thursday.
sorry, yeah, next Thursday.
Where are we gonna meet? At the pavilion or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, in that
Yeah, I
parking
guess we
lot.
can
Kristen, we'll meet where we can park. Because I don't think there are enough parking spots at the basketball court to accommodate all of the people on the commission.
Well, plus none of us have handicap stickers, I don't think, so.
I can get one.
I do,
I might know someone that has one.
I know we don't have like a hard timeline, but I do want to say, I do think we need to reevaluate our timeline, our realistic timeline. I think we all were hoping to have this done by July, but
It's not gonna be done this summer.
I can almost guarantee you this won't happen until August or September at the very earliest.
That being said, Mark, it kind of buys us a little bit more time to kind of move forward if we don't make it by the frost, you know.
Mhm.
It doesn't have to be done this year, you know.
Yeah, no,
We can iron out all the
definitely doesn't.
details, you know. We really can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, so 6 o'clock next Thursday.
All right. Let me put that on my phone before I forget. All right.
Oh, wait, no.
All right, so moving on. Moving on to, well, does anyone have any questions, any other comments about the volleyball? Good,
Yeah, good.
all right. Moving on
Are
to
we
the lights.
gonna lose our donation from the sandbox if we delay this?
I don't think so, but I don't know.
I'll text Nate.
I can't imagine that we would. I mean, that'd be kind of,
That'd be cruddy.
Well, weren't they originally looking at like August anyway? Isn't that what the paperwork said?
yes, but I think that was an error because when
Yeah.
he met with us, he told us that he could move as pretty much as quickly as we moved. So, okay. So moving on to lights.
I do have an update on the lights. They are complete. The controllers are now all set. He has left us some locks inside the panels. I got a voicemail from him Saturday, I think it was. So I need to go down and put the locks on the boxes, but they are done. So Melinda, I did get your text message. I'm sorry I didn't respond.
That's okay.
I would expect an invoice from him soon, in the next
Okay.
week or two. And
So I'm
yes,
just trying to make sure that we use all our money.
well, before the 1st of July, yeah.
Yeah.
He's aware of that. Yes. Yeah. So that's it. I did speak with him, so he's aware. Jamie, they are bright in your house. Is that what I understand?
Yeah, they're a little bright. I mean, it's just when they're on like all night. It's a big, it's just a bigger issue than it has to be,
The luxury we have is we can set the timer. So what time do you go to bed?
I don't know. What time do you guys want to?
Well, I think 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock is probably a good time to have them shut down. So
Yeah.
I mean,
10, I think is good.
Yeah,
11,
10
there's no one that needs to be
o'clock.
out there.
I mean,
all we need
really,
to do
it's
is
all
set.
about like continuity of like the people that flow through the park.
They'll be there.
The longer you leave the lights on,
Midnight, they'll be there.
the more people are going to come through. So
Yep.
I mean,
So
it's a good thing. And
if
it's a
you,
bad
Jamie,
thing.
if you want, Jamie, I can meet you there, and we can look at the timer and reset the timer so it shuts off appropriately.
I'm down with that.
And it's not blaring in your house so it cannot tilt the lights. The heads are what they are.
Yeah,
They're kind of
I'm all set. It's just when they go on all night, that's just like crazy.
not for nothing, Jamie, but if you wanted to, you could probably walk right over there after this meeting and reset the timer yourself. You actually have that control. It's your property. It's the rec commission's property. So feel free to adjust and do whatever you want to do. And if you need help, I'll get the electrician on the phone and we can kind of go through it.
It's just a timer, right? You can,
It's a timer, yeah.
and you
it's
can
a time-
switch it on and off at any moment anyways.
That's right. But you don't need to be going over there every night and hitting the off.
No,
switch,
no.
what I mean?
You know, and I
Yeah.
appreciate, you guys, looking after that. That's
Yeah.
shit.
So the heads cannot be like manipulated, and he would have had to get his boom truck out there to like adjust it,
Yeah.
and that would probably cost us a little bit more money because it is.
Yeah, I understand, I mean, it's just, with the casting in town, like most town regulations, call for casting of light to be facing downward, and
Yeah.
that's the only issue I had with it, I mean, so,
It's down more.
I mean, I don't really care about it that much, but like, I don't know, it's just like if you're gonna regulate things, they should be followed through,
Dude, if you wanted to and nobody's playing hoops, go over there and shut the things off.
No,
Just go shut them off.
I'm all set. I'm all set. Thank you, though. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. So do we all agree that 10 o'clock is the turn off time? I guess.
think
Yeah, I
that's-
agree. 10 o'clock.
Doesn't need to be any later.
No,
Yeah.
no way.
Okay.
By the way, I wasn't on the property at the Tricentennial. How were the lights? Were they able to be manipulated? You guys are okay turning them off, Melinda? Like
I don't know. We just left them the way they were.
They were just on. Unfortunately, the one right by the porta potty would have been nice to be off because it was just really bright for everyone watching. But the fireworks were so big, you almost, it wasn't almost not a big deal.
Okay.
But Mike and I tried turning that off. We turned them all off.
I don't know.
No, we turned them back on, Melinda.
Oh, that one?
Yeah, with
Oh.
that thing's 10,000 watts. That light,
It's bright.
it's bright.
But I get too, you kind of have to have some light there too. You can't have that many people mulling around with nothing,
True.
it's fine.
It's a simple breaker situation, which I'm going to ask the commission to get the electrician back to locate which breaker goes to what and label it appropriately, because it's still kind of goofy. You kind of have to, one breaker goes to the town garage, one breaker goes to the gazebo. It's a little goofy still. So I'd like him to label them. We didn't ask him to do that in his proposal. So, I mean, it takes a little bit of time to do that. I think going forward, we should probably have somebody do that.
I think sooner than later, to be honest.
Yeah.
Does he happen to drive around in his bucket truck, and can he just
Nope.
adjust the light?
No.
is there?
That light we can probably adjust.
Well, no, I was talking about the light in Jamie's house.
No, those heads cannot be manipulated.
Oh, okay.
They kind of are what they are. The
Got it,
height
got it.
of the pole, if the height of the pole were lower, the light would not be kind of like blaring in. He's probably, Jamie, you looking at him right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the high pole, man. It's just the high pole. That's what.
Yeah, they're high. Exactly.
There's no adjustment on them at all? You can't
No.
tip them at all? No,
No,
really?
that's what he said. There were no adjustments.
Honestly, though, like the 10 o'clock thing, like that's not a big deal. That's completely fine. Because in the wintertime, the sun goes down earlier, and so.
Well, we could change the time during the winter time.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's as easy as just switching the timer. Jamie, you feel free to do what you got to do, man.
Now that I have the commission's, will.
Well, you have my will. I didn't hear anybody else say that. I said it was
Sorry,
okay.
Shut it down when you want.
Yeah.
All right. So, Mike, with the labeling of the breakers, are you going to have him do that soon?
Do you guys want to wait till after the 1st of July, or do you want to do it now, or how do you want to do it?
Do we have money to spend?
We do. I think we're going to be cutting it close, but we can always take it out of the Gate Street fund if we go over.
All right, I'll give him a call. I'll give him a call and have him do it. I can't foresee it being too expensive.
What
So maybe-
breakers are we labeling?
So there are two panels. There's one at the basketball court, and then there's one at the pole where the porta potty is. Both of those are not labeled at all.
So
So-
can't we just throw a breaker and figure out what it runs and label it?
You can at the basketball court. At the porta potty location, it's kind of there are a few different ones going to different things. So no, and yes, ideally we could, but technically you're supposed to have a licensed electrician do stuff like that.
Liability.
And just being Recreation Commission, I think unfortunately we need to follow the rules.
Yeah.
Courtney, just to give you a little bit of an example, if you were to take an extension cord that was cut and rewire it to a like replacement plug, only a licensed electrician is able to do that legally. That is an OSHA regulation.
So I'll make a motion to have an electrician come out to label the breaker panels.
Okay. I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Wait, who seconded it?
I did. Mike did. That's me.
All those opposed? None. Okay. All right. Moving on to movies.
So YSB paid for Hook. I've already paid for that. We got the cost of $375 per movie. I'd also like to pay for Tom and Jerry. I'll prepay for that for July. And then the rest, August, September, October, the Rec Commission would pay for at $375.
Okay.
Okay.
And so since we're meeting next Thursday, should we possibly look into the movie screen at the same time? Because it's coming up like in 16 days.
So the 2x4s for the same style screen we had last year are on back order. Go figure. Okay. Not to mention they're 20 footers, so it's a specialty order. I was told to call back Norwich Lumber on Friday to see where they were. So I will know on Friday if we are in trouble or if we're not. And it's not in trouble, it's just a matter of
So, and if that's an issue, Mike, you know where to go.
I do.
So
And
I might have a solution. He was supposed to pop in, but he's unavailable now, so.
we have 2 of them still in place. So the good thing is we have the 2 of them that,
Well, he has a whole different plan though. That's what I'm getting at.
oh, okay.
He
Okay.
still wants to do that. So there's a possible donation in the future. I can't say that would be done by June 16th, but
Is
Seven.
he able to come by for the thing next Thursday?
Garth, yes.
Yeah, he
Think
could.
Garth can make it next Thursday?
yeah, my kids are gonna have to come too though.
Yeah, great. Bring them.
Have him go on the playground
With no shade.
with no shade.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a problem. Any way you cut it, we can figure it out. We can get creative. So the screen will be in place for sure.
Can we order wood from the Sawmill?
Yeah, I suppose so.
If it comes down to it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, Belinda, I don't think it'll
Yeah,
be
I
an
don't think
issue.
we'll have to, yeah.
It won't be an issue. But
Okay.
just having the 20 footers is like one piece.
That's like one log.
Yeah,
Log, that's a long one.
yeah. Yeah, we'll make it happen. It'll be ready for the 18th.
Okay.
It's on my reminder calendar. I don't do that a lot. It's on there.
Alright.
Who's actually going to be there at the movie night?
Yeah, that we probably need to have a crew.
So I was
established.
just about to tell you, my daughter has surgery that day. So I will not be there.
I can volunteer.
I
I'm
think I'll
planning
be
on
there.
I'll be there.
I will not be there.
Does Tammy still have all the stuff?
She has some of the
Is
stuff.
she aware of the date of it?
I'll contact Tammy and get all the stuff. Who wants to store it? Not it.
The
Hold
town
on.
Got it.
I'm going on
Not
mute
me, I
real
already
quick.
got beef for
Tiny
bringing
house.
portable home.
I will tell you. Okay, so I have changed jobs, so I don't have access to traffic control cones as easily as I did before. So I think it's worth it for the rec commission to buy our own if there's money left over.
If we need for this first one, we can get them either from the town or the Baptist church has some as well.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to that.
Okay, that would be cool.
Okay, so it's gonna be myself, Jamie, Belinda, Mike K.
I don't remember saying I was going to be there.
Are you gonna be there?
Dean.
I love how that happens. Yes, I'll be there.
All right, anybody else?
I
All
should
right,
be
so-
there.
Yes, you really should be there. Thanks.
I'm planning on it. It's on the calendar.
Dean, you need to bring the cones.
Well, you know, he needs to set up the whole movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right. Oh, that's right.
I currently have the FM transmitter that we had borrowed for the Christmas Eve service. So that's still in my possession.
I'll get the rest of the stuff from Tammy.
How many speakers do we have?
2.
Two.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
I think 2 was sufficient, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think we just need
Yeah,
to try
it
and put them
was.
up on something so they're up off the ground so the noise travels a little better. Even if they're on like milk carts or something.
And
Okay.
we need to figure out what breaker that is before movie night. Right? Is that it? We good?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
Oh, does anybody have Hook?
No.
Actually,
I'll
one
look when I-
don't
I'll-
have, sorry.
I'll look and see if I have it.
All right, and if you don't, what do you want me to do? I
See if
really
the
don't want to
library
buy
has
it.
it. Can we see if the library has it?
Yeah, I'll put that on my list.
I can go ask my mother-in-law. She's on the board. You want me to call her right now?
If you want, and then I will actually ask Emily Allard as well.
I was gonna say, yeah, shoot Emily an email.
Then if nobody in town has it, I would say just rent it from Swank.
Hi. Do you have Hook at the library? She's gonna look. That's all I can promise you right now.
All right. All right. Moving on to new business. Fall festival. What is this?
Oh, that's me. I want to do it. I want to do, like, you know how we did the gingerbread house contest? We had
Yep.
crafters and all that stuff. I want to maybe do one and do pumpkin carving instead of gingerbread houses. It would be pumpkins instead.
Yeah. I'm all for it.
And we'll still have like crafters and vendors and stuff there too. So, but I figured pumpkins, we'll still do the gingerbread house contest, but pumpkins are easy for kids to do too. So,
Yep.
Do you have a date, Belinda?
no, I haven't got that far in life. I'll look and see. Because I don't want to, I wanted to see if certain things were happening in other towns. Like and I don't think it is, but like Preston does the Scarecrow Festival. I don't want to do it on that same day because that's a big event. I don't know if you guys have ever been to it. So.
Well, Halloween's on a Sunday.
Yeah, I figured I'd do it probably like maybe the first week or two
Yeah.
in October. So I will,
Yeah.
I'll look at it and go from there.
Cool. I'm all in. That's great.
Yep. Me too.
Okay. That's all I have on that.
Okay.
Cool. And yoga.
So they've started tonight at the fire department. I had to sign a contract, and as of right now, everybody has to wear a mask. And it was, when it was virtual, there was no charge, so I couldn't say they have to pay $5 without, having a meeting. So going forward, what do you want to do? I was thinking if it's a Voluntown resident, don't do a charge, but if it's out of town, do a $5 charge. What are your thoughts?
That sounds right.
Did we already paid for it through the end of the year, correct?
No, we have one more invoice.
Oh, okay. Thought we did for some reason.
No, because it depends on if she calls out or not, because 1 week she couldn't do it, so we didn't pay her.
Okay. I like that idea.
So I don't have a preference, but what did we do in the past? In the past, we charged everyone $5.
Correct.
Yes.
For
Okay.
in-person, virtual was $0.
Okay, but yeah, okay. So the problem right now is that we're doing hybrid. Is that correct?
We're in person.
Started
Okay.
tonight. Restarted.
Tonight was the first night at the fire department with masks.
So is there a reason why we want to move away from charging people $5?
Just to be nice.
I only ask because it's always harder to add money than, so like in the future, if we needed to start charging $5, $10, are
Because
people going to be upset because it was free one day and now it's $5 the next year, So,
And I know people in the past, my wife and daughter had both, utilized it, and they didn't mind paying the extra $5. It was, it was expected. So
and the only other thing is not that it's a big issue because we always have money left over, but we didn't really factor it into the budget. So again, it's not a big deal because it's not a big expense,
But is her price going to go up if there's more people that show up? Like if a lot of Voluntown residents end up going because they know they don't have to pay, will the lady's price go up because her group's gone up size
It
wise?
shouldn't, because we just gave her a raise and she's had sometimes 3 or 4 people. And we're still paying her the same amount.
Flat rate.
Hmm.
all right. So,
I mean, I don't care if you want to do $5 charge for everybody, that's fine.
well, should we vote on it? Or do we have a consensus? I really don't care, but my 2 cents is that it's always harder to, add money
Well,
in the future.
either charge everybody or everybody free, because when we used to try it with basketball, then everybody's from Voluntown. So then
True.
you checking driver's licenses and all that stuff, and it's just a big pain in the neck. So
True.
if there's not that many people, I say do it free. What are we
But
talking?
yeah, plus who's the one who's checking the licenses? Who's the one who's saying yes, they're from Voluntown or not?
Yeah, and then you
Well,
got
I mean,
into
most of the
my
people are
mailing
being
address
honest.
is Voluntown, and I live in Griswold, and
I grew up in Voluntown for 20 years and I just moved a mile over the border.
well, there was a lot of people that had mailing addresses through the Voluntown post office that lived just over the line, like down in by
Yeah.
the nursery and that for years.
Yep.
How many people attend?
It varies. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly,
When it was
maybe
in
we,
person, we had like 20, 25 people sometimes.
right. And virtual, sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 7. That's the highest it's been because I've been having her put it on the invoice each time.
But either way, it's the same rate, right?
Yep.
Correct.
I mean, you want to just keep it for $5 for everybody for now and then look it and see what she gets Go from there.
Yeah, let's go.
That works.
Yeah,
Yeah,
All right, so I'll make a motion to charge $5 for in-person yoga for residents and non-residents until we come up with a different plan if we actually do so.
Pending attendance.
Thank you.
okay.
Or.
Well, yeah, okay,
Keep it
yeah.
in motion, sorry.
Okay, so Kristen, you just made a motion?
I thought Melinda made.
Melinda
I
made.
did.
Okay. So now you seconded?
Yes.
Okay. All those in favor?
I,
I,
All those opposed? None. Okay.
The
All right,
the library has Hook.
The library has Hook. Very exciting. All right.
is it the new hook?
Oh, geez. I can't ask her that. We're going down a rabbit hole.
What hook is this, Belinda?
I'm assuming it's the newer hook.
The one with Robin Williams, right?
Yeah, yeah. I just know if the library would have an older version of something.
Okay. Oh, also, by the way, if approved by the YSB board, I'm going to get an ice cream truck for that night, and YSB will pay for all the kids.
I think we should have one every night because,
I agree.
I mean, people
Yeah.
asked about it the following movie. They were like, oh, is the ice cream truck? And we just don't pay for it every time. Like,
Yes.
maybe
So,
they'll just come out. If they have a good turnout, maybe they'll just come out for that night or whatever. I don't know. But
so I have to get approval, but that's my plan. And Courtney, is there any way in the next Facebook post that you put the, that YSB is co-sponsoring the movie Hook?
Mhm.
But don't put the ice cream truck yet until I know for sure.
Okay.
Thanks.
I IMDb'd it. There is only one Hook, so we're all set there.
okay,
Just to make sure.
That's,
that'd be a real bummer if they were bringing out a movie from, the 60s or something. Black and white and
no Robin
all
Williams.
of that.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's 1991. That's almost the 60s.
Hey,
I think the music from that era is on the oldie station right now. So
stop that, Dean.
That was before me.
For
Wow.
me.
Wow.
My goodness.
All right. All right, moving on to correspondence. Two things that I have. I know it's been requested that we move to back in person for meetings. I do not have a preference. Does anyone else have a preference?
Dad did a little yes in the
I
corner
know.
over here.
I'd rather be in person.
Yes,
Do
I
you
saw
miss
him
us,
on his
Mike?
bike.
Is
I
that-
agree with the in-person. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. In person.
Tracy said we could do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do it in person. The only thing that I just need clarification on is whether or not we still need to like have it on YouTube or record it. So we would have to figure out how to do that. I know the town hall has installed cameras, so
Well,
not a
is
matter of-
there, sorry, is there, there's no number limitation for indoors, so technically it's open to the public.
true.
And other
yes.
town
We
groups
shouldn't
are
have to.
meeting. So
Yeah.
Well, you're right, Kristen. However, I think I don't know
I think
for
we
sure,
have to
but
have it both ways.
yes, I think the state is still requiring
Oh, okay.
meetings to be hybrid. But yes, you're right. There is no capacity limitations anymore. So yeah, I'm fine with it. So do we want to start in July?
Let's do it at the pavilion, pending weather.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, the only thing is, so yes, we can do it at the pavilion. The only thing is if
We
we do
don't
have
have
to
to record
record
it.
it, then it has to be done at the town hall. So,
Well, why can't we record it? Because there is Wi-Fi out there.
As I say,
Oh,
I think there's
you just
Wi-Fi
need a
out there.
laptop. Exactly.
oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
If nothing else, the library's Wi-Fi has been extended out to the pavilion.
Okay. Yeah, that's totally fine. I was just thinking, I know the town hall has installed cameras in the conference room for the purpose of recording meetings. So either or works. And then, second correspondence. If maybe you guys have heard, me being the director for Plainfield Recreation, we were awarded a state grant to provide additional transportation to Canterbury and Allentown to pick up kids in those towns and then to bus them back to our camp in Plainfield. The whole thought process behind it was Allentown and Canterbury don't have summer camps, so the state, when it's all state funded COVID money, so the state was making a big push to make camps accessible, affordable, and like enriching, especially this year because of COVID. So that's why I reached out to Tracy and, kind of put this grant together. So I just wanted your support, or I was wondering if you guys would support in kind of promoting this. I do not personally benefit from this, but I do.
I shared it on Facebook.
The
Yeah.
email went out today from the
Oh, yeah.
principal. There's a lot of interest already.
Yeah, there's a lot. I was psyched about it, Mark. And then I was like, 2
Yeah.
weeks. I don't have a 2 week. Like, can I do it 1 week?
Yeah.
I can't do 1 week.
No.
I can't do any of them. It stinks.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
geez. Yeah. Unfortunately, so the whole tricky thing is, back when I started planning this camp, not the grant, but the camp itself, like back in January or February, COVID was still a real
Right.
thing. So, yeah. And then actually from a Plainfield perspective, in years past, they always had it where you signed up for the whole summer. So just making it into 2-week sessions was already a big change.
Wow.
I
So
was one of those
next
kids.
year, if I can move into 1 week.
Or just the option of a week, like if you don't,
Yeah.
or the whole.
Where is the
summer.
camp? Is it Camp Quinneball?
So
It's at Shepherd Hill Elementary,
Oh, okay.
right
Oh,
next to the
sounded
high
great.
school.
I was all pumped and then I was like, oh, bummer. Can't go.
Sorry. Jamie, did you have a question? Did I see your hand?
Oh, no, I was just saying, when I was a kid, I did that camp and it was amazing.
Oh,
A lot of good memories.
good. Awesome.
I support it wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I support it. Just I vote for next year. Try to do week-long ones too.
Yeah. And yeah, so going back to the whole COVID thing, I didn't want to
That
do
makes sense.
week by week because of cohorts.
Right.
So I didn't
right.
want to, mix up the groups every
Yeah,
week and all
no,
that
that makes
stuff,
perfect sense. I get it.
So would you guys be willing to promote it, from the Allentown Recreation Commission standpoint, just like a
100%.
if you could put
Absolutely. Like
Right.
Melinda said, I don't know how much promoting we're going to actually need to do. People are talking about it undwelling. They're already like trying to get groups together. So
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, if we could just
Great job, Mark, by the way. That's awesome.
Yeah, congrats, man.
yeah,
That's
Thank
really
you.
awesome. Great
Thank
job.
you. Yeah, it was pretty exciting. I didn't realize this, but I got a call from the, I guess, executive director of Connecticut Parks and Recreation Association, and she said that we were awarded the largest amount for park and recreation departments. So all the other people that got larger awards were school districts.
So you're telling us that we have a grant writer on our commission?
yeah, right.
I'm not going to take all of the credit. I'll only take half of the credit because not even half. So yes, Plainfield is lucky enough to have a grant writer, and I'm able to work with him. So he thankfully did a lot of the writing. But yeah, we worked together to put the framework together. So
Well done. Well
Yeah.
done.
Thank you.
yeah, it's very exciting. So okay, thank you. Yeah, so just any support is great. So thank you. All right, and then general or Melinda, do you have any correspondence? I didn't get to the,
Checked a couple like last week and there was nothing. I did get the checks made out to the two for the Brett Salter Memorial. I'm picking those up tomorrow and dropping them off at the school.
So on that topic, I had a discussion with Chuck about being present for graduation, and he didn't give me an answer. If anybody knows Chuck, you can understand Chuck. So he's like that. But he was very honored and pleased and thanked everyone for the ideas and the support. And I plan on making a phone call to him the closer we get to graduation, which is the 14th. Is it correct in assuming that? It's the 14th.
Mhm.
Just to see if he chooses to be here, Lori choose to be present. It's going to be a scramble. I'll call Amy directly and tell her,
I think they're handing out all the awards this year anyway, still.
They are, yes. No, I understand that. I definitely understand that. But with the talk we had about it was to see if either or both of them would be present, and that's what I asked him. And he hasn't given me an answer yet. So I will reach out to him one more time, closer we get. But they were very honored and they were very thankful to us for that.
Yeah.
awesome. All right. Any general discussion?
I have it. So the playground has like no mulch at all. I did find out it was from Jordan's. And we paid like $875. And with my budget, the figures I have, we have like $4,000 left, $4,700 left. So I think we definitely need to order that. It's Jordan Sawmill.
I can order it tomorrow.
Okay.
Who spreads it?
They did, the town did, I believe. The last time.
Probably should send an email to them once we confirm delivery and say.
So how many yards are we getting?
The last amount we got was $875. So I have no idea how much that is a yard.
That is probably about 16 to 20 yards.
No.
No?
It's 35 yards. It's $25 a yard for the playground chip.
Well, Belinda, I don't know where you're getting your mulch from, but I paid like $350 for like 8 yards.
No.
No? Well, how long ago was this? How long ago was
This
it?
playground chip, last time I talked to him, was $25 a yard. Hell, when I make brown mulch, I only charge $25 a yard. I don't have brown mulch anymore though, so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's $25 a yard for the playground mulch.
I should have called you first.
Well, I don't think it's colored. It's just
It's not. It's a natural mulch. It's
Yeah.
it has no bark, I believe, or something in it.
right. I
Or
think
it's a
25 or
certain type.
$30 a yard rings a bell from the last time we got it. And the
Yeah,
last,
we got like 35 yards.
yeah, and the last couple of times the town spread it. I only remember spreading it once.
That was the first time, Mike.
Probably.
We were all out there spreading it.
Is 35 yards enough?
I would think so, because we already have a base there.
There's
Yeah.
not much left. Like under the swings, there's like nothing.
Yeah.
Mike, do you know what the
Take it all out.
requirement is?
I think it's 7 inches.
I'm sure Mark knows. Yeah.
Oh, Mark, sorry.
Yeah. I think it's 7 inches is what the depth needs to be.
Holy shit,
Yeah.
No, that's a lot.
That's a
Yeah.
lot.
that is a lot.
It's a big space over there.
And it has to be deeper under slides and swings, I think.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, we have an inspector in house, so if he makes a qualm about it, he's throwing himself under the bus.
I'm already not impressed. He didn't know the answer. So
He had an answer. It was an I think answer.
I
I
think
like
it's
it. I like it.
I did learn this, and I don't know if it's I think it is on all playground equipment. So there's actually a sticker on each post on the playground that shows where the depth of the mulch is supposed to be. Because it does change
Mark,
depending, like
who
Courtney just
determines
mentioned,
who
like,
determines this?
fancy pants engineers.
Why don't we just mulch the world so everybody's protected when they fall off their bike on the sidewalk, or
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So-
No, it's a big thing.
And there's nothing under the swing?
I don't think so. When I looked the other day, there wasn't much.
Because there's got to
Yeah.
be a certain, oh no, there's got to be a certain distance around the swing that's got to be
Yep,
either sand or mulch and cleared out from brush.
yep.
Well, Belinda, do you have time to go look tomorrow morning?
Yeah.
Since you're ordering it anyways?
That was really enthusiastic, Belinda.
Well, I can tell you right now, if it's got to be 7 inches thick in that area, that's gonna. I have a calculation at my office. I can tell you roughly how much it is tomorrow, but it's gonna be a lot more than 35 yards. But I can go tomorrow and look. We could start with 35 and see what it looks like. You know
Yeah, I
what
was
I'm
gonna
saying?
say,
That's
yeah,
a good
can we
idea.
get one load and see if
Well-
we have to add a second?
I'm not opposed to that, but it's just more shipping charges.
No, that's $25 is delivered. I'm almost 100% sure his delivery fee is in the price for us.
I think
Okay.
35 yards is pretty much a truckload.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds.
Sorry. Oh geez.
Somebody,
I have the square footage. I'm on Google Maps right now, and I use it as like an estimate, but I did the square footage for like the total area, and the playground area, not including the swings, is 4,000 square feet. I don't know if you want to use that as an estimate, and then
Okay.
the swing area. I can't get a good picture of it, but if I was to guess, hang on. If I was to guess, it's roughly,
Holy cow!
Because it has to be so many feet from the center of the playground going both
Yeah.
ways.
I would say roughly it's 500 square feet.
All right.
Again, this is all from Google Maps, so it's not 100% accurate. So if you are able to go tomorrow, that'd be
All right. I can do that.
appreciated.
so I'll make a motion to spend up to $1,000 on mulch for the playground and swing set.
I second that.
So just the playground area is 97 yards at 7 inches thick.
Yeah. I was going to say it's a lot.
Now, we might have 3 to 4 inches there already, so that we may not need
True.
like
That's true.
as much. But like Melinda said, in certain areas it's bare, but then in other areas we might have 4 inches. So,
Good point.
it's best to actually go down and inspect it. So, okay, so we had a second. So all those in favor?
Yeah, and who?
Belinda, he is going to look at
Yeah, but who seconded it?
it. Oh, I don't know.
Jamie seconded it.
Okay.
Jamie second. All right, and let's. I think we only had 2 people vote. So all
I
those in
voted.
favor?
Aye.
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 All those opposed? None. Okay.
Also the treasurer's report, can I go with that
Can I-
now, Mark?
Can I
Yeah.
make a suggestion? Can we put that in the agenda for next month? The treasurer's report?
Yeah. I remember.
Okay. Treasurer's
That's
report,
okay. It's
not the mulch.
Have to be its own automatic.
I forget about that all the time, so,
Okay, so did everybody get my spreadsheet?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
yes.
All right, so we had a budget of 13,000, we spent 8,174.21, and we have about 4,825.79 left. So with the projected upcoming expenses, we're gonna be really close to spending it all, because I have 2,300 for electrical. Mike, do you think that's gonna be more or less?
It's what his proposal was. That's what he is getting paid.
All right, so 2,300, then we have 100 for the movie screen material. I think we have 2 more portable toilets left, which is 262.50. And then the beach is 130. Yoga for June is about 200. So that comes to about $4,000. So we might have to do something with the $8,000.
800.
$800, thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Well, if he does the electrical box, how much is that gonna chew up?
Be a service call at least.
Yeah, I would
And,
estimate no less than $200 or $300 for that.
and I'm willing to bet whatever lumber we're gonna get for that movie screen is gonna be way over $100.
Oh, yeah.
Do we have enough plastic?
Yes.
We have plenty of
Yeah.
plastic.
Okay.
So I'll kind of check in with Julie towards the middle of the month and,
I think we're close enough. If we have to give back a few $100, we give back a few $100.
Yeah.
that works for me. Cause I'm, works for me. It's end of
Yeah.
year, which is very hard because YSB and RAC, it's a lot. Trying to spend it all.
No, I think it's fine. If, like you said, if we're a couple hundred, it's fine.
Makes us look good for handing it back.
Yeah.
Yep.
right.
Okay, yeah, so Belinda, can you let me know for sure tomorrow once you decide?
Yeah, I
it's
will,
gonna be You might as well just order $1,000 worth.
yeah.
And, okay, so I haven't gone through this process with Valentine before. We're ordering it and then telling Public Works, or?
I'll go talk to Public Works tomorrow. I'll go talk to
Okay.
them tomorrow and let them know that we're gonna be ordering mulch and we want to make sure that they'll spread it for us. And then if for some reason, if we need more than that, you can use part of that money that's left over towards another partial load or something.
Mhm.
Okay,
So,
Sounds good.
all right.
Is Gate Street still the same, Melinda?
Oh, yep, hold on. Can you read me what you have? Because I can't see.
15,822.22.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. Any other general discussion? All right. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Meeting is adjourned at 8:17.
And we'll see you next Thursday.
Ready.
Yep, next Thursday. All right.